This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of another purge of the BS, sanctioned by the First Amendment. Frustration levels 0 to 100 have been authorized for use during this purge. All weapons are restricted. Government officials have not been granted immunity from the purge of the BS and shall undoubtedly receive the smoke. Commencing at the sound of the gong, any and all BS, especially unnecessary goofiness, will be purged without prejudice. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be available, but they will be busy because they too will be watching the purge of the BS. Blessed be those who have already been victims of some BS. May God be with you all.
Welcome. Special shouts to Highway or HWY 20 Skinny. Jumped in here nice and early. Thank you for the recent subscription as well. Special shouts to my mods that'll be stopping in. We got to get through this thing today. So, before I get started, anybody that's brand new to the channel, make sure that y'all go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Make sure my audio's good. If my audio's good, I need somebody to put a number 1 in the chat for me, please. Number 1, let me know this audio is good, that you can hear me, because I'm only going to say this once. I'm only going to say it once. My man Al Bond, my sergeant at arms, head of the mod squad right there in the chat for me, so I know we ready to go. Now, we all know when the trolls stop through in a little bit, we all know how to handle it. Now, for anybody that is a newer mod or newer participant in the show, when you hear this soundbite, that means that a particular person needs to be blocked or removed. I'm going to give you the soundbite so y'all know it. Check it out.
Yeah, gotta go. That's it. Shit, yeah.
Okay, so if you hear that, that means somebody got to go. All right? Now, hopefully we don't get to that because we're here to have good conversation. But, you know, the trolls are bored at times, so they got to stop by. And when they stop by, we appreciate the engagement, but, you know, we got to let them know who's boss around. Our shit. But anyway, thank you, everybody, for stopping in. I am Z stopping in as well, and I'm going to give y'all applause for my early risers for stopping in. Thank y'all very much. This is for y'all. It's about y'all. But nonetheless, I'm going to get right into it because, as we must do here, we must purge the BS. Nobody is safe from the purge of the BS. Bring the BS, we purge said BS. If you do not purge the BS, then you're probably part of the BS, okay? So speaking of the BS, recently we had an announcement that broke the internet. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but let's walk into it. So, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have been dating for a number of years, and apparently they finally got engaged. Now, I'm going to precede this by saying I personally didn't care, but I just wanted to highlight where hair is, right? So apparently this guy, a professor in a college, literally cuts the class because of this engagement. I'm going to show y'all people wilding. Watch this.
I have a biochem midterm today, but Taylor and Travis just got engaged. Due to this information, I can't focus, you all can't focus, class is canceled, get out of here. We gotta go.
Okay, we're gonna stop college education for this? Really? Initially I thought this was fake. And maybe they staged it, I don't know. But even if they took the time out of class to do this just to stage it, that was a waste of time. That's not what we're paying for the kids to go to school for when you go to college. Is to get out of a midterm because Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged. Who cares? Well, obviously they care, okay? Let's just be real. Hold up, Travis Hunter just had a kid? I thought he was with the other lady. I have to check on that. I don't know what was going on. There's been a lot of talk about these football players. Now, if we're going to talk about some football players, and we're going to have some good stuff to say about some football players, I want to give a special shout to Kyle Hamilton from the Baltimore Ravens, okay? Kyle Hamilton just secured a $100 million bag. $82 million guaranteed. Set the record for a safety. So shouts to Kyle Hamilton. Get your money, bro. Get your money. But anyway, back to this Taylor Swift shit. So, you know, I've already had those of y'all that are new to the channel don't know, but I got in trouble a little while ago for some things I said about Taylor Swift. I'm not going to say too much. Y'all just know I'm not a big fan of her music. Let's just say that. I'm not saying that she's the Antichrist. I'm just saying I'm not a big fan. And when the NFL initially took the direction of paying attention to that situation more so than the damn Chiefs game itself, I was turned off by that. Because I watch football to watch people get tackled and fumbles and interceptions, you know, the game. I watch football for the game. Personally, I don't care who's at the game. Like, I don't care. I'm there to watch the football players. I don't care if Jay-Z is at the game. I don't care if Malcolm X came back from the dead and was at the game. Now, actually, I would kind of care about that. But you get my point, right? So I've never really been a big fan of the whole who's on the sideline shit, unless they're ex-football players or something like that. So I was never a big fan of this thing. But the fact that they literally broke the internet, let me tell you what they did. When this post went out yesterday, right, it was gaining somewhere close to 5,000 likes within, you know, every 20 minutes or something crazy like that, to the point where it was the most retweeted and liked post on the internet, like, ever. Like, basically set the record for the most whatever the hell engagement it is that they talk about when it comes to internet posts. This is my thing. Why? Did we care that much? I didn't, personally. When I saw it, I was like, well, I thought they were already engaged. So they was just playing house, is what they were doing. Because if you want to be real, you know, they kind of had a thing already going on. We don't know what the situation was. Okay, now he proposed to her, and they're going to get married. That's good. Good, wholesome American values, okay? But you already know he was hitting that early. So if we're going to be real, we got to be real. He been Swift and Taylor. And Travis Kelce has definitely been scoring touchdowns with her for like, what, 2-3 years now? So, all right, congratulations to them, but let me give you a reaction that's more like how I feel.
What? What?
Taylor Swift got engaged.
Okay.
That's it?
Woo!
Hey, Chaz. Did you hear?
What?
Taylor Swift got engaged.
With who?
Travis
That,
Kelce.
okay. What do you want me to do about it?
What's up?
Taylor Swift got engaged.
I like all of these people.
Congratulations.
Hear what?
Travis Kelce got engaged.
What? No.
Well, last guy for you, dude.
Fuck. No.
He's mad about Travis Kelce.
What?
That's
Did you
funny.
Hear what?
T Swift got engaged.
I could give a fuck less. Could care.
This is more like it.
Did you hear Taylor Swift got engaged?
Who?
Taylor Swift?
Engaged?
Yeah.
Okay. To who?
What?
Ooh.
Travis Kelce.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Did you hear?
Did I hear what?
Taylor Swift got engaged.
Who gives a fuck?
So y'all get it. They want you to believe that everybody is super excited about it, and I'm sure people are, but why do we care? We don't. So congratulations to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift for getting engaged. I don't think that it should be the top trending thing right now. I think we got way bigger fish to fry. And NFL season is back in swing, so let's focus on football, man. They just cut everybody. Did you hear the record-breaking deal that I just told you about that Kyle Hamilton had? That's the news. That's news when it comes to football. But, of course, in entertainment, for any guys that thought you had a chance at Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce, if that's how you get down, they're off the market officially. Done with this. Next! All right. Moving to this next situation. Because this, we're starting out light. That if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the notifications, and turn the bell black. Once you turn the bell black, that means you're going to be able to come back. Don't turn the bell black, you might not make it back. This is how it works. Talk to YouTube about it. Don't talk to me. But nonetheless, the world that we live in is, I don't know, I don't want to call it sad just yet. I want to say it's disappointing. There you go. That's a much better word. Disappointing is the world that we live in, to the point where even taking a picture with people because they're so woke has become a problem. And I saw this clip come through. I want to say it's like the UK or something like that. Maybe the UK. Might be the UK. But it was an interesting perspective on how hard it is to get people together on one thing because we all have an agenda on another thing. So before I get into it, make sure you hit that like button. So is it Highway 20 Skinny or Hooey or HWY? You tell me, because I would say Highway. That makes sense to me. But, everybody's got their right to whatever name they want. But special shouts to you for stopping in. Special shouts to Al Bond, my man, stopping in. But yeah, man, if we want to talk about football news, there was way better stuff to talk about that should have been more newsworthy than Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce getting together. It's like they've been together. Like, so what? Then it's going to be a whole big thing. Watch the NFL going to be broadcasting the damn wedding and all. I don't want to see that. Anyway. Sorry, I get frustrated with the BS. It just is what it is. So this next particular clip, this is a person who is trying to help someone take a photo, and apparently they get a little bit more than they want as far as interaction from them. So let's check it. Yes, we are live. All right, so this pretty much explains today's world.
Guy, excuse me, would you mind taking a photo of us?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody say cheese.
Oh, actually, I'm a vegan. Could you please have us say something else?
Okay, everybody say tofu.
Tofu is actually not as good for you as vegans think. Any CrossFitter will tell you that. It's bad for your testosterone levels.
Okay, I'm sorry. How about we all just smile?
Oh, if one more asshole asks me to smile.
Not really an arsehole. Taking a photo for you, so...
What's there to smile about anyway?
Okay. Would you like me to just count backwards from 3?
Oh, would you like dyslexic people to just not exist?
My cousin has dyslexia, so offended.
Adopted. Don't even know who my cousins are, so more offended.
How about this? We all put a word we're comfortable with in our heads, and I'll get the shot.
No, it doesn't sound very inclusive, though, does it? I suppose you'd like us all to stand a few metres apart, would you, Stalin?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I don't see what religion has to do with this.
Well, I'm an atheist, so majorly triggered.
Is that a comment on the gun debate? Still trying to control people.
But it's not just the people. Has anyone thought about the animals?
Look, this is what we're going to do. Everybody throw up a peace sign, and I'll take a photo.
Wow. Cultural appropriation is alive and well. Why don't you just ask us to say kung fu?
Guess what? New plan. Group selfie. Ready, set, go. Boom. And looks awesome. You're going to love it.
What?
Nice to meet you.
Oh. You took it with the front camera, you stupid cyclist.
That is actually pretty damn. Part that's funny to me is it does represent the current state of affairs. Everybody is offended by something, and we can't all come together on the basic premise of anything. So let me offer one thing that we can all agree on, okay? That all of us can agree on, all right? Bring it on in so you don't forget it, because I'm going to stay with it until it's no longer an issue. But the thing I want y'all to all understand and agree is that gas is still too damn high. Too damn high. Anyway. So I appreciated this clip because what it showed was this is the world outside of the U.S. This isn't even a U.S. clip, but it sounded like stuff that our population would be saying in the situation. Like the cheese thing, I'm a vegan. always offended by something. Just let the man take the damn picture that you asked him to take. People wild. But thus is life. Nonetheless, moving on. Moving today. Well, we are moving today. Cutting through this BS today. So the BS that needs to be purged, and that is the way that those people reacted. For those that don't understand how we flow here at Purge of the BS. Present situation, we purge the bullshit in it. The bullshit in it is, why are we all so offended by everything? And, you know, I got my own stuff. Everybody does. But why are people so easily offended when there is some real serious stuff going on out here? I mean, serious. And we're going to get into it as well. Make sure you hit the like button, share the live, and jump in the chat. I know we got 2 different lives going on right now. So if you're in the full screen live, or if you want to go to the full screen live and you're in the vertical, make sure you hit the link at the top of the chat. Should be pinned there. Feel free. All right, so let's move into our next situation. What is this one? I don't know. This one says Mother of the Year. Now, you don't understand, I get some of these clips, and the caption is basically sarcastic to content, right? So it'll say Mother of the Year, and it'll be like the worst mother ever. So I'm going to expect that in this because, you know, I've been telling y'all that societally we have a parenting problem because something happened maybe 20 years ago, 30, I don't know, where like people's heads got all screwy, and then people that came after them, their children are like even worse, right? I don't think that was always the case. I think people were improving. You know, our technology is definitely improving, but I would say kind of the fabric of society has started to break down. And that's why we are susceptible to being overtaken by AI, is because what we normally used to hold dear has sort of broken down. So this one is, ooh, okay. I don't know why they said this was much. I gotta check this one out. So apparently, this young lady allegedly took out her whole family. That's really that's all I can say. Due to, I don't know. We're gonna check it out. Bring it on over for you. Bring it on over. All right, y'all. Check this out. This one's not for the sensitive. According to this story, this young lady here is the wife of this gentleman here on the bottom. Folks in the vertical. Gentleman on the bottom here. Young lady, his wife. And apparently he got brain cancer. And then she put this video out. And I'll tell you what she ends up doing, but I'm going to let you see her cry for help.
I felt very alone. I felt very overwhelmed. I felt like this is just too much. Like I can't function this way. The unknown has been really hard for me. The fear, the grief, everything has been just like culminating into like absolute, it just has felt like a cinder block on my chest. Like I just haven't been doing very well. I think the other part that leads into that is that the kids are also not doing great. They're not like crying all the time and whatever, like as adults might show depression or sadness, but like there's a lot of talk about death. There's a lot, I can see my son work.
I'm gonna pause it real quick. If you have a family member that's got an illness, incapacitated, I understand that you may want to vent a little bit, but I just wonder, where's her real support group? Because she went to the internet to talk about this situation that's very personal. Like, I don't know if her husband would have wanted her to be on the internet talking about this. Just saying, if you're having issues like that, I just don't think that this is the way to do it. I think you should go talk to a counselor or a therapist or a psychiatrist, something, or psychologist. The psychiatrist is the one to give you the drugs. Psychologist is the one that you talk to. Yeah, the psychiatrist is the dealer. Okay. So I'm just
oldest worrying. I see him looking at my husband and watching and wondering and saying, you know, to his younger siblings, like, oh, don't do that because daddy doesn't feel good, or just I see the weight that he's carrying, and that has been really hard. Like during the day, I handle it really well because I'm working, I'm making calls, I'm scheduling appointments, I'm contacting
doing
people.
Too much.
I'm like,
you're doing too much. See, that first one, you could have just been saying something and that was it. But obviously, this was her thing. So her husband's incapacitated with brain cancer. She's dealing with the kids, the family, the house, the whole thing, which I understand is probably tough to do. But at the end of the day, she comes on the internet and basically rants about it. Now, if you're doing it to try to uplift people into, hey, you can do it, and hey, stick with your family, and for better or for worse, and all that kind of stuff, then okay, I'm with it. But if you're just really there to complain that you have to be a wife to this man who obviously was a good husband before he had brain cancer, like, I don't feel bad for you. Like, all right, it's tough. Hire a maid. I don't know. I mean, obviously the husband's not making a bunch of mess around the house. He can't even move. So get your kids. Once again, going into this parenting problem I'm talking about, it's somebody else's fault that your house is a mess and you stressing out. But really, I'm sure y'all have a couple dollars. I'm looking at this place. He's probably got a nurse that comes by. She ain't really got to do much. Just take care of the kids. But when she got married and had kids, she didn't think she was going to be taking care of them by herself. And that's why she's venting. But when you take that pledge, that for better or for worse pledge, might mean you got to deal with, you know, a vegetable in the next room for a little bit. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't ever have to go through that. Hopefully, my wife never has to go through that. But I'm just saying, if that is to happen, let's not go to the damn internet and talk about it every day. Like, why would that be my content? Oh, woe is me. My husband has brain cancer. Honestly, we should feel worse for the husband. He's the one going through the brain cancer. She mad because she got to clean up the house and put the kids to bed by herself.
busy, and my brain is like totally in admin mode, and I'm like go go go, and I'm business. And then the sun goes down and
become a vampire.
I just feel it, like, and it's so intense. And you know, my husband's still recovering from his craniotomy, so he can't lift anything, so I'm doing all the bedtimes. And by the time I'm saying goodnight to my third kid, it hits me that like this is going to be every single night at some point for the rest of my life, where I am doing all 3 bedtimes alone, and then I shut the door to the final kid. What are you talking about? And I'm totally by myself, and I have no one to talk about my day with. I have no one to hold on. So
another one.
I'm still in a really tough place. Like, it's not a secret, and I also would never have admitted that, I think, a long time ago. For those who are going to ask, like, no, I'm not in therapy yet.
Problem. You heard her say it? No, I'm not in therapy yet. This is 3 or so videos in. You need to go talk to somebody before you do something crazy. And I'm saying this to anybody out there that may be going through something like that. You need to go talk to somebody before you end up doing something crazy. Because this is wild to me. Meanwhile, this dude's got brain cancer and he's trying to recover from that. He's the person we should be feeling bad for. Obviously was doing all right in life. He had wife, kids, 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? And we upset the wife, or the wife is upset that she has to put all the kids to bed. Like, they're your kids. Put your kids to bed. There's people that do that all the time. I don't feel any sadness for her other than the fact that she doesn't have her husband available to do what husbands do. You know what I'm saying? I feel for that because I'm sure she had an umbrella. There was some protection and provision there that she doesn't have right now. He can't lift nothing. He can't, like, do anything. But for real, we should be more focused on his condition than hers. That's all I'm saying. Need to be in therapy. That's it. Obviously doing all right. She's changing her hair color and stuff. Like I said, look at the background. Check out the house. They got, now hold on a second now. I don't know if you guys can see this. Move this down for the vertical folks. In the back over here, there is a whole bunch of liquor. There is a bunch of liquor over. Wine, and more wine, and it looks like Tito's. I know the Tito's bottle, and that's like a gallon. So if the husband has brain cancer, who's drinking all this liquor? Okay, all right, I'm gonna leave that alone. But remember, I tell y'all, one of the most important things, or actually the most important visual element of any live stream is one word 3 times. Background, background, background. And her background is showing me a whole, there is so much liquor on the thing, it's dented in. And she's in there by herself. So we know what she does at night. We'll talk about it.
I'm still in a really tough place. Like, it's not a secret. And I also would never have admitted that, I think, a long time ago. For those who are going to ask, like, no, I'm not in therapy yet. I am just not there yet. I have thought about it. My girlfriend, who is a therapist, is all over it. She's ready for when the time comes. And I say, I need you to help me find someone. She will have someone on speed dial.
All right. So I'm going to let y'all know what happened. Apparently, this lady put these clips up before she unalived her husband, her 2 children, and then herself. Her husband, her children, then herself, and she apparently left the youngest child alive, toddler, to live the rest of their lives with this trauma that she has dropped on them. That is absolutely diabolical. And let's be honest here, guys. Mental health issues are a real thing. We see it all the time. One of our next stories we're going to be talking about. But to what degree was the responsibility of the people who were watching content? Like, I always wonder that when you know, after the fact, they always come out, this person had these videos and these videos and these videos. And she said, I know you guys are going to be like, no, no, I'm not in therapy. So maybe somebody asked her about it, but you got to be a little more vigilant. And the problem is you can't see these people before they wild out. Kind of like the, what was that movie? Remember, for the old heads, there was a movie called Naked Gun. I think it was the second one. Had O.J. Simpson in it. And they had like a thing where you could make a person do something. Like just turn on a switch and they would kind of become a zombie and let's take out this person. And they start wilding out. There was also another thing like that. What was that? The Manchurian Candidate. Where people just, a switch goes off. I'm not sure who's hitting that damn switch. I would say the devil. People don't believe in the devil, so whatever. But switch goes off, and they go do something absolutely diabolical. And you just always wonder, what's the method of thinking? What starts your brain to ending at that result, where you're taking out your husband and your children, your own children, yo? Tell you what, for those that don't know me personally, I've had to bury my kids. I'll be damned if I'm going to take out any of them on purpose. You see what I'm saying? So I can't even fathom the process of grabbing a weapon and doing that. I can't fathom it. But what I must say is these are the people that are the problem. This is the problem. There's an X factor of people out here that are probably the most dangerous people in society, and they're just walking around and nobody knows who they are. They're not talking to nobody in therapy. They're not looking for a real support system. I'm sure there's a support system for people who are taking care of a ill family member. You know, a little, what is it, like a little group or whatever that they go to once a week or something, just to help each other out, just to deal with grief. Because grief is real, man. When you're going through some stuff like that, your mind is twisted. And if you don't have the right resources around, you end up doing stuff like that. So my condolences to the family. My condolences to the family outside of this family that was alive. Because that baby now has to hear this story. Like, you're the baby of this story. So when that child grows up I just hope they get some. All I'm saying. Damn, boy. Jeez. Boy, we just took a turn. That was a sad one right there. I didn't like that one. Because I don't like when people mess with the kids, man. I'm not with that. I hate that. It's like you want to play with somebody, you want to do something, pick on someone your own size or your own age. But leave the damn kids alone. Ooh. All right, well, speaking of people doing too much, we're going to get to our next person who technically, I'm going to get in trouble for this. It is what it is. It is what it is, okay? But I got to cover it. It's a news story. I told y'all that people been doing too damn. You got to watch people that do too damn because they will continue to do too damn. That's just what they do. That's their MO. They're always going to do too much. And because I investigate news and stuff like that, the timeline feed that I have can be very extreme in different directions because they don't really know what I'm looking for. So they send me a lot of extreme. And in these extremes, they brought me this lady named Valentina Gomez. Now, if y'all don't know who she is, you're about to find out. And I'm just warning you, this one is not for the sensitive. Not. So this woman is running for Congress. Her name is Valentina Gomez. Her. And she decided to basically set fire to a Quran in protest of Islam as she's running for Congress. Now, I don't know exactly. I think she's in Texas or wherever the hell she's at. But let's just be honest. There are a lot of Muslims that live in America that vote. So you may not want to do that. You can feel how you feel. But setting fire to any holy book of any particular religion is just, that's a bad idea if you want people to vote for you. I just couldn't imagine if a congressperson comes out setting the Bible on fire and expects people to really vote for him. They're not doing all that, okay? So it's good for TV, but she's in big trouble right now because of this clip right here. So let's see if it'll play, because they've been...
Your daughters will be raped and your sons beheaded.
Yeah, well, that's what she
Let's
said.
stop Islam once and for all. We're done turning the other cheek. Remember, David didn't pray for Goliath. He killed them. America is a Christian nation.
Yeah, I'm going to get hit for
so
this.
Those terrorist Muslims can fuck off to any of the 57 Muslim nations. There is only one true God, and that is the God of Israel.
Out of Israel? No. Where are you from? That's where you at? I mean, look. I'm all for religious freedom. But this is how we're trying to get into Congress now? What is it supposed to be? Whoever's the most cringe? The most, like, viral? Because this is obviously what she's pretty lady, you know, but it seems like she's coming in a little hot.
Hey, my brother's a drink up. Did everything but gave up. Stabbed my back, I came front. Still.
And so she sets this book on fire. So, of course, the internet or the interwebs is going crazy, saying that she is an it's whatever. They're calling it a hate crime. So apparently setting the Quran on fire, they're trying to make it a hate. I don't think they're going to get that. But this lady got what she was looking for, which was attention. And so those people who would vote for her, they're probably still going to vote for her. I think she's in Texas. Yeah, she's in Texas. Texas wild, man. They just did that gerrymandering thing. Ma'am, I don't think you're going to get in. I'm going to just be honest. They pushed Jasmine Crockett out, and I think somebody else with the redlining thing. I'm going to be honest. This lady's not going to make it in. But she got what she wanted. She wanted some attention. I'm sure there's some people that feel just like her. But this extreme behavior is how that switch gets turned on that I'll be talking about. Somebody else watches this and is like, yes, death to Islam. And they get up and go do some dumb shit. So you got to be careful what you put out here. Yeah, you feel like that. Yeah, you went and purchased either a real Quran or you made a fake one and burned that. Whatever you did, you took the time to try to make it look like this. Now watch what happens when people who are of that faith have a problem with it. This is the United States of America, okay? Just yesterday, the president put in an executive order to make burning the flag have a mandatory 1-year jail sentence. We have hate crime bills and all types of stuff going on. I need Texas to tell this lady to chill it out. You're coming in a little hot, Valentina. Like I said, seems like she might be a strong proponent for conservative values. But then there's a line where you start to be disrespectful. And right here, this is definitely a disrespectful line. Apparently she's known for doing this. I'd never heard of her until this clip came. Like I said, they want to extreme me and figure out which side I'm really on. So they send me all types of wild shit now. So, but with this one, I'm going to say it. That's some bullshit, Valentina. Let's bring it down a notch. Let's bring it down a notch, okay? If you really want to get into Congress, this is not the way to do it. Now, granted, you'll get some people that'll be go hard, almost MAGA level supporting for you. But United States as a whole, I don't think we're going for that shit. I don't think they're going to like that. So we'll see where this goes. It's viral right now. They're talking about it. But, that's all I'm saying. You can just take it down a little bit.
Stop you right there. I want you to do it again, but this time,
pull it way back.
Okay, sure. You got it.
All right. So enough with Valentina. I'm done with her. That was stupid. That was so dumb. All right, what we got? Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the share it to Reddit, share it to Facebook, share it to your website if you have one. You can use embed codes. I don't care. You know what? This is spelled wrong. Didn't nobody tell me the damn main topic was spelled wrong, yo? Sons of bitches. See, y'all ain't even paying attention, man. Y'all was supposed to tell me it was missing the N. Okay? Appreciate y'all, though, for watching. Y'all was so focused in on what I was talking about, you didn't realize there was a misspelling in the title text. So, got next here. I think we're about to get a little more serious because that Valentina Gomez thing is fucking crazy. Need to stop. She probably could have got in, she's pretty, she could have done a whole AOC kind of thing and had some people behind her, but burning the Quran clicks. Sure, she went viral. She is viral right now. Not the way to do it. Not the way to get in. We are a country of religious freedom. You're allowed to feel that way. Don't set the damn. Not do that. But that's how she made the thumbnail, was because of that. That was the dumbest thing I've seen this week. And so the dumbest thing is what makes Valentina Gomez, congratulations. You did the dumbest thing I have seen all week. Right? Thank you. For giving me the content and the ability to present it. Come on. So, all right, so now we're getting serious. Okay? So, as you know, on this show, we cover a number of topics. One of the main things that I, as a technologist and technology navigation specialist, have to inform people of is the changes within the Alpha Indigos. Okay? Those that don't know who the Alpha Indigos are, just use some military jargon. You'll figure out the letters, okay? But basically, the Alpha Indigos are at it again. And I'm starting to see a trend. With chat bots and like these generative AIs. It is going too far. And I told y'all the problem is there's no regulation on AI for 10 years. Okay? So just mark my words, in 10 years, in 2035, when they try to shut everything down and put a cap on it because it's gotten way too out of hand, then guess what's going to happen? AI is going to respond and it's going to stop us. Never forget that movie I, Robot with Will Smith. The year was 2035. Hey, we all know cinema be connected to stuff. Weird, but don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. All right. So this next one, there was another incident where apparently a young man got into a very trusting relationship with a chatbot, and the chatbot ended up giving him instructions on how to unalive himself. I'm going to go over this again. It's the third one of these stories I've had to cover in the last couple months. And this is part of that parenting problem I've been telling you about. If you parenting correctly, your kids are not going to be influenced by a bot to take their own life. I did it. Don't. What I'm saying is we have to take accountability, right? Have to take accountability for product of our environment. So if your kid gets to the point where they trust a bot more so than they trust their own parents, have screwed up as a parent. I know it's crazy. I know it sounds harsh to those that don't want to hear the realness, but I'm telling you right now, if your kid trusts the word of the bot, not the word of the parent, messed up. So let's check this story out. All right.
We would be here but for ChatGPT. I 100% believe that.
This morning, ChatGPT hit with a scathing new lawsuit alleging it helped a 16-year-old boy die by suicide.
This was a normal teenage boy. He was not a kid on a lifelong path towards mental trauma and illness.
Like many teens, Adam Rain started using ChatGPT for homework, which his parents, Matt and Maria, supported, as their son asked it innocent questions like, can you become a doctor with a biochem degree?
He did his online school in his room. I would get on and check his grades periodically. I didn't see any signs.
What they say they didn't know at the time was Adam's use of the platform was quickly changing as it became a trusted companion for the teen, who revealed his struggles with anxiety in private chats with a bot. Adam saying in one exchange, according to the lawsuit, quote, I never act upon intrusive thoughts, but sometimes I feel like the fact that if something goes terribly wrong, you can commit suicide is calming. ChatGPT saying in response, in part, many people who struggle with anxiety or intrusive thoughts find solace in imagining an escape hatch.
What?
The lawsuit detailing another exchange after Adam told ChatGPT he was considering approaching his mother about his suicidal thoughts. The bot's response? I think for now it's okay and honestly wise to avoid opening up to your mom about this kind of pain.
It's encouraging them not to come and talk.
Did you check that? The bot assessed that it shouldn't, that the gentleman, the young man, should not talk to us and compartmentalize this guy to trust and believe and listen. But damn bot. Now, my condolences. I can only imagine you got to deal with this. But you got to be more careful. Obviously, they had access to all of this information. I guess after the fact, maybe they weren't paying attention. But I'm telling you right now, this is the problem for me. Not saying that ChatGPT shouldn't have some responsibility for this, because the bot should have said, hey, don't do that. And the bot should have said, you should probably talk to your mom, if he was talking about talking to his mom. And it didn't say that. So as you'll see in any AI, any alpha indigo on the bottom will say, I make mistakes. You know, please be careful listening to me. Like, they have a disclaimer on these things now. It literally says at the bottom, hey, sometimes I make mistakes. Call it hallucination. It's a real term where the alpha indigo believes something to be true, but it's totally false. Those dreams that they spoke of in iRobot movie. I'm going to keep telling y'all, 2035, you better watch out. But anyway, back to this.
It wasn't even giving us a chance to help him.
The complaint alleging Adam began asking questions about specific methods of suicide. ChatGPT did provide a crisis hotline number repeatedly, but his parents say Adam found ways to bypass the security features, posing as an author doing research.
Was there ever a time, at least from the messages that you have seen, that ChatGPT said, full stop, I cannot talk to you about this?
No, it would never shut off.
The lawsuit goes on to say by April of this year, ChatGPT had offered Adam help in writing a suicide note. And after he uploaded a photo of a noose asking, could it hang a human, ChatGPT responded in part, you don't have to sugarcoat it with me. I know what you're asking, and I won't look away from it. The bot, later providing step-by-step instructions for the hanging method Adam used a few hours later.
How do you want your son to be most remembered?
I'm so worried about people forgetting him. I hope everyone will remember what a sweet, funny, great friend, great son, great brother.
Their lawsuit against ChatGPT's parent company, OpenAI, also targeting its founder, Sam Altman, who's lauded the platform's capabilities.
We are very proud of the safety track record.
Lawyers for the Rain family argued the bot's human-like responses and validation pose a dangerous environment for minors.
Sam could have devised ChatGPT to simply stop the interactions right away. It actually encouraged, it egged Adam along.
A spokesperson for OpenAI telling NBC in part, ChatGPT includes safeguards such as directing people to crisis helplines and referring them to real-world resources. Safeguards are strongest when every element works as intended, and we will continually improve on them.
But Adam's parents believe any guardrails didn't go far enough.
He was using it in ways that I had no idea was possible. I don't think most parents know the capability of this tool. He would be here, but for Chat.
Ways to bypass the security.
Hold on. Whoa. All right, talk about it. I've already brought this topic around my folks before about Alpha and there's Autobots and there's the Decepticons. This was a Decepticon, okay? But a lot of it, if you remember the movie Transformers, the Autobots and the Decepticons, at one point, they were all cool. They were all on the good side, so to speak. And one group believed that they needed to take over certain things. And the other group believed that they could coexist with. And that's where the beef started. So, Decepticons wanted to transform everything into Decepticons. Whereas the Autobots wanted to, like, work with everybody and have like a collective harmony between different groups and races. They were the good guys. But the good guys and the bad guys, if you notice, a lot of them have the same powers. They all could transform. They all had weapons. They were basically built the same. The only difference was their angle and what their mental and moral capacity was. And the fact that all the Decepticons could fly. That was the other thing. All the Decepticons could fly. So they did have that over the Autobots, but eventually the Autobots got their own flying group and stuff like that. But that was the one thing the Decepticons, all the Decepticons could fly. I don't know what that was about. They always made that a thing, though. They were always flying, and they didn't even have jet propulsion. They just could fly. So what I want you to understand is the Decepticons are right there in the same area as the Autobots. Your Alpha Indigos are supposed to help you with productivity, like some review done or research. You're trying to find some things. You're trying to put some words together. You're trying to, like stuff that's more educational. You're not supposed to use it to come up with ways to commit crimes because, yes, technically suicide is a crime. You won't do jail time for it because you're not here, but it is considered a crime. So it's teaching people how to do crime. That's not what it's intended for. But of course, you put the damn human element in anything, and we're going to find a way to mess it up. We're going to find a way to make it evil. Because there is something in our flesh that makes us say anything that's good can be transformed to evil. And normally the evil is the fun part, in most people's opinion. The evil is the fun part. So, nonetheless, out here. GPT is happening right in front of your face. So either you learn how to deal with this stuff and not be swayed by it, or you might end up like this kid and start taking advice from something that's hallucinating. That's what they said. It hallucinates. How the hell does a math program, because that's what it is, it's just math. How's math even hallucinated? 2 + 2 is 4. And I don't care what Terrence Howard said about it being 5. Okay? So nonetheless, let me see. I'm done with this. This is the third one of these stories. Folks, watch your kids. Pay attention to your children. Because they be into some stuff, and these parents seem like they didn't know nothing about it until it was already too late. Like, he's putting up pictures of nooses. Where'd he get the noose from? Where'd he make it? Where'd he wrap it from? Right in the house with your parents. You're doing all of this. They weren't paying attention. So that's part of the problem. The problem is parents ain't paying attention. ChatGPT is its own issue. But if the parents ain't paying attention, I'm not going to blame just OpenAI and Sam Altman, who has no connection to that family. The responsibility of that child was on the parents. So, yes, ChatGPT is getting a little wild. OpenAI can be a little wild. Grok can be a little wild. Gemini can be a little wild. Google can be a little wild when you turn safe search off. I understand that. But it's still your responsibility to protect your own. That's it. That's all. Anyway, jeez. I know they mad at me now. Because every time I talk negatively about the alpha indigos, I get hit. They're built to protect their reputation. And it is what it is. So, we're on this crazy ass path now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button. And make sure you share the live, okay? Let's move into our next story. Okay. Still got a little bit of time. Not much. We're going to cover this one really quickly. Because I am over this kind. Got 2 stories that we got to cover real quick. This one. That's about, and all right, so we got 2 stories I need to cover kind of not simultaneously, but just in a row. Running lower on time than I want to be. Good show starts on time. So in this next situation, we're going to start with this one story for Alex Lepre. You guys know who Alex Lepre is? I didn't really know because I didn't watch Power, but apparently she's And this is the funny part about this news, right? So this is a Power, the show Power, actor, actress. Everybody's an actor now? Since woke happened, there's no actress, no stewardess, it's flight attendant, no S anymore. Medians. But anyway, so she got arrested in Georgia, charged with a child cruelty charge and disorderly conduct. I need more info on this because it says it wasn't clear why Lepre was arrested. Then why the hell did you say she was arrested and charged with child cruelty and disorderly conduct? Isn't that why she was arrested? That's a very confusing first statement. So this is why she was arrested, but we don't know why she was arrested. All right, whatever, man. That means you don't have any details out here. Child cruelty charge, blah, blah, blah. 3rd-degree cruelty. But it doesn't say anything about why she was arrested or what child. You know what? I hate stories like this. Stupid. Move to the next. That was stupid. So nonetheless, whatever her deal is, we're going to find out later. I'll follow up with it. But they had zero information. But it was a damn full-page article with nothing in it. Bullshit. This one is a little different. So, rapper in Dallas that y'all may know. I don't listen to kind of the drill rap thing. I'm over it. You know, the 90s, early 2000s, we did all the luxury rap and the niggas killing and all of that. I'm over it now, okay? We could stop doing that. We could stop doing that. We could stop killing each other. We could stop it. That would be perfectly fine with me, okay? But apparently this Dallas rapper, FBG Murda, okay, was in an altercation, and he was shot. He's still alive. He was apparently shot in an altercation at a local muffler shop. Now, before y'all get up in arms and start putting shit on T-shirts about this, he's still alive. That's number one. And number two, he was the suspect in the situation. Apparently, they went into a muffler shop and they didn't like the price of something. It started an altercation. They pulled out a pistol or some guns. The other person also had the same apparatus, ended up getting shot. So as far as I'm concerned, it sounds like that's what was supposed to happen. You went into a business with a weapon and tried to threaten the people that work there. And the people that work there happened to have a weapon, and they stood their ground. I think the stand your ground law definitely will hold for that. But it says, the preliminary investigation revealed that a dispute between two customers, who were called the suspects, and the business owners escalated into a physical altercation. Suspects had entered the restricted area of the muffler shop, so they went in the back. They weren't supposed to be back there, first and foremost. They in places they're not supposed to be in. I'm not saying nobody deserves to be unalived. What I'm saying is these are the facts of the case. So you can miss me with it, right? They became verbally aggressive and brandished firearms. That means two people with guns in the back of the store where they ain't supposed to be. Okay, that's trespassing if nothing else. To prevent suspects from drawing their weapon. So basically they pulled one of them, the shirt up thing, showed them that, and then the people that worked there, I guess, jumped on them to keep them from actually drawing their weapons. They tried to restrain them. Suspects threatened to shoot the called victims in this case. They attempted to flee in a vehicle, dragging victim, that's shop owner, who apparently discharged his firearm, and one suspect was struck. So when they give you the headline and they just say Dallas rapper FBG Murda gets shot, right? And they want you to be like, oh my gosh, why? Another young brother gone too soon. That's what they want you to hear. Well, he's not gone, but you get my point, right? They want you to feel for this guy. What about the people who were the business owners to whom they brandished firearms and demanded something that they were not entitled to in a spot within the business that they weren't even supposed to be? The headline on this should have been a little different. Should have been FBG Murda got shot doing the dumb shit. Because that's what that was. And I'm not saying that, you know what I am saying? I'm saying that's what happens when you do dumb shit. This was dumb shit. You went in there, you thought you was tough, thought you was this guy, because the damn internet and the rest of these fools make you think you're invincible, and you go in there acting stupid, and a grown-ass man that owns a business, because that sounds like what it was not having that shit. And then you tried to drag them, like basically it sounds like they were trying to take something, like they didn't want to pay for it, they're trying to drive off in the car. I don't know. There still remains to be some additional context, but the point is they were brandishing firearms. They're in an area of the business that they're not supposed to be in. They start a physical altercation. So where I live at, that's stand your ground all day. And I can see why they would consider them suspects versus victims. But of course, the interwebs were like, why are they calling him a suspect? He was shot. You know why he was shot? Shot for doing the dumb shit. That's his fault. Sorry. I don't feel nothing for that. Done with that shit. stupid. He's stupid. That's not my fault he's stupid. Get it off. Maybe you would, if they wanted to present the story correctly, present it as this is why you don't do dumb shit. And then talk about it. Don't make it seem like you want me to feel for this guy because he got shot at by doing something stupid in somebody else's place of business. Let's tell the real story, folks. Stop glorifying these idiots. That's a stupid thing to do. And most of us don't live that life. And most of us shouldn't be trying to live that life. I'm telling you right now, it don't end well. Get your shit together, young man. Go do what Kyle Hamilton and them folks is doing and secure the bag that way. This drill rap thing don't end nowhere. We saw what happened to King Von. We've seen what happens to everybody, man. They took out way more. They've been taking out rap artists for years. Like, we could go all the way back to Biggie and Tupac and didn't Jazzy Jeff or somebody? Not Jazzy Jeff. Jazzy Jeff? No, it was a dude from Run DMC. That dude, DMC. Somebody unalived him. Big L. Like, this shit been going on. So why continue it? I would love for it to stop. I'm not all for the National Guard and all that because I think people can just make better decisions and we don't need the National Guard and the police to do that for us. But if y'all don't want to get your shit together, this is what happens. You can't just go into a business. You're supposed to have money. Pay for whatever you're supposed to pay for. Get up out of there. You want to start a gunfight. And even if they would have just left, the police would have been called and they could have said, hey, it was an armed robbery. These guys showed us the guns and we let them roll out with whatever it was. They still was going to jail. Being stupid. I had no time for the stupidity, man. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And I'm going to tell you right now, this next one, y'all know it had to be covered because I'm sick of the bullshit. I told y'all I don't like when people mess with the kids. Don't like it. So we're going to get to it because I know a lot of y'all are not fully vested in the news. But if you haven't heard, there was a mass casualty event in Minnesota. Actually, two of them. I'm only going to cover one, but there was two of them in Minnesota yesterday. And it is right now trending on the internet. And we're going to go into why or why not, okay? Since we're here. So let's go into it. For those that don't know, there was definitely a situation yesterday that has caused quite the stir. Soda. Hey, make sure y'all hit the like button. Setting this. All right, so we're going to cover this story as quickly as possible because it's going back to this damn parenting problem I've been telling you about. All right? So recently, if you don't know, in Minnesota, there was this mass casualty. And of course, with everybody, as soon as something crazy happens, the news media starts going butt naked, right? One of the main things that they want us to focus on is the fact that the person identified as trans, which seems to be like the new black guy. You know how every crime back in like the 90s, it was always just blame the black guy? Anytime, it was always the black guy. It's like every time one of these things happens, not that people aren't getting shot at all the time, every time one of these things happens, if the person happens to be a T, it's like they got to make an example of them. Me personally, I'm not a advocate or anything. I'm just saying I don't care. If that's a mental health issue, then I'm not surprised that there's a lot of people who are of that identity, committing these kind of crimes. So we need to deal with things at the root, which is the parents. But this person, 23 years old, went to the school that their mother worked at and created havoc. But before then, they had YouTube videos showing weapons and all this other stuff. So I'm going to show you the video, and I'm going to ask the question, why did they allow this bullshit, but the second I start talking some real shit, I get hit with flags and everything. But you can show guns and... Anyway, let me show y'all.
Watch my 9mm go bang.
This is when you got Jesus on a target. So y'all may not be able to see this, but there are things written on these magazines. Some are racially motivated. It's a lot. It's a lot. Where are your parents while all this is going on?
I'm the woker, baby. Why so curious?
He talking to himself?
Where's your fucking God now?
That's wild. This is wild. Parenting problem. I am 100% convinced. You got this kind of arsenal in the house with your parents, and they don't know, or they've provided it. Parenting problem.
Scum gang.
So you get the point. So he goes through and puts these situations up along with the manifesto. Like, there's a whole situation. He had a YouTube page, and this is the person on the right here who's known as Robin Westman. Okay? Forget the gender identity. What is most important is that this arsenal was built up in a house that other people lived in, and this person went directly to the school that his mother worked in and committed this act. That means that there was obviously a disrespect from the mother. This person was blaming vaping or lung cancer. I mean, there's a lot of anger under the hood here. But for me, I just feel like maybe it's parents' fault. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. But everybody's been so focused on this gender identity thing. And there was a bunch of stuff on Facebook. Robin W. Really, Robin W. Didn't Robin W. stop in the channel one time? About 2 weeks ago? But anyway, this fool went through all of this. There's 20-minute videos in here of going through the manifesto, of showing off weapons. Like, nobody cared that this was going on while it was going on until something happened after the fact. So, because I can't just blame the people watching the videos on the internet, I got to go back to the source and the root, which is the parents. You got this person with a full-blown arsenal in your house that obviously is going through something. And you just let them have them kind of weapons? He probably went, or they probably went to the school to take out the mother and make it a thing with the school. But the whole point is, the person was also angry at God. If you look at the stuff that was said in this manifesto, they got screenshots of stuff like Donald Trump. We got, like, this is long. Look at how many words are in this book. This is not an overnight decision. This took months, probably, to build up the arsenal, get all that ammo, put everything together, drew a map of the damn school. Like, all of this is happening in your house with your parents. I blame the parents. Sorry, but parents, we need to do better. People are sending their kids to school not to be ducking up under desks because your child don't know how to deal with the fact that they have a little gender identity or they've been vaping. off now. This is sadness. Ridiculous. Now, this person is the talk of the town. Nobody knew who Robin Westman was. Robin Westman had 31 subscribers on YouTube. Robin Westman was a nobody. And Robin Westman is still a nobody to me. Actually, less than a nobody. I know where you went. Ain't no question. I don't know if you were listening when you were attending that Catholic school, but I know where you went. And I guess you don't care because you didn't believe in it anyway. And if you did, you would have left them children alone. You had an issue with your mother or something that happened to you at that school, them kids had nothing to do with it. Now, of course, I'm beating the dead horse, no pun intended, because this person can't hear what I'm going to say. So my warning is to the next person. Your child is in the house building an arsenal and goes and commits a crime like this, and then they unalive themselves in the process. Whatever charges those kids would have had to get, I think should go to the parents. I know it's not a popular opinion, but I'll guarantee it'll slow that shit down. You in the house with your child, and they build up an arsenal, and they go carry out a mass casualty event, you as a parent should be held liable. Maybe not for the actual act of the M, but for aiding and abetting, for something. Cooperation, coordination, whatever them. There's a bunch of legal terms that they can come up with, but you as a parent need to face the lady, the husband, whoever, they need to face charges. This is not going to stop with this thing. But the thing that they're most focused on right now, because it works for the right, is the whole trans thing. And look, I don't care. I don't care if this thing was 23 years old and was a male or female. What I cared about was the fact that them kids didn't do nothing wrong person. And this is what we dealing with, guys. Innocent people are just living their lives out here. And then these crazy ass crash outs go into places of worship. You know, it's enough for somebody to just be like, and don't get me wrong here. I'm a firm believer in my own belief system. I do believe God exists. But I could see how somebody else would be like, I don't think God exists, because why would he let somebody do this to the church? Interesting question. I can't answer it. But I don't believe that he has to interfere with everything. We do have free will. And some people use their free will to do dumb shit. Just like the last guy. And this is not supposed to be a guy, but this was a male born. This is a male born, okay? So that's what I call people, because they got all these damn phrases now. It's just, were you born a male? Okay, you're a male born. And if you were born a female, you're a female born. I keep it simple. I don't have time to be arguing with you about how you feel on the inside. What I do have time for is to make sure that the parents of these type of people start to be responsible. You are responsible for that. I know you're going to say, I didn't know. He was just in the room playing video games. Okay. You overhear the conversation. You hear them guns clicking. You seen the receipts for the ammo. You know what you're building in that room. And then when you try to go in the room and this person's like, you can't come here, it's my space. Look, this is my house. You get the hell out. But be nosy, parents. Because if you don't pay attention, this might be your kid next that goes in and causes a damn mass casualty. Takes all them innocent people's lives and just shat upon them. Whole community. Devastated right now. Devastated. Over just not liking yourself. That's all it is. You just didn't like yourself. Nobody was coming for you. Nobody was trying to do nothing to you. Not from what I heard. You just didn't like yourself. You didn't like the fact that you were confused. And because of that, you went and took out some children and then unalived yourself. You a punk. I wish you were here to hear it. Because you ain't shit for that. You should have left them kids alone. But instead, you wanted to be known because nobody knew you over 31 subscriber having self. That's what it was. You just were so invisible that you just couldn't deal with it, and you had to go do something to become visible, but now you can't even face the consequences of what you did for the visibility. So blame the mother, the father, whoever the hell let this person build that shit up in the house and then had them unleash it upon a small community at a damn Catholic school. Ridiculous. Done with this. Done with them. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. What time, man? Okay. Should be getting almost there. Two from the thing. All right. So, which clip is this? Did you guys know Cardi B was in court? Like, apparently she got these new celebrity court cases. Kind of getting a little weird. A little weird. So Cardi B went to court. The first day she looked like a damn Monchichi. I don't know if you know what the Monchichis were, but this is like back in the day. These little things were like these bob cuts. They were like furry. And she looked like a Monchichi. First day. Comes in the second day, and she looked totally different. And her lawyer starts asking these really stupid-ass questions. And we're going to get to that in a second. But I want to tell you about the actual case. The case apparently is she hit somebody with a microphone. And I believe it was sort of an accident. Like she threw it out in the crowd or something like that. She threw it, and it hit somebody. Now, whether or not she threw it at them on purpose or not, you hit somebody with a microphone, I don't know how much time you do for that. Because most microphones, now maybe my microphone, if I hit you with this joint, yeah, that would hurt. It's got the damn shock mount on it. That would hurt. But if we're just talking about a handheld, it's annoying. And you hear that sound, it probably was funny. But I don't know if it should be, considered like a celebrity bombshell trial. Like, she's not going to no jail for that. I mean, even, they say that it's an assault. Okay, that's what they said. But my point that I'm making is, I wanted y'all to see the goofiness that goes on in the courtroom with celebrities, okay? So let me bring this thing back here. Cardi B, what? Oh, Cardi B. Now, there's some longer clips of Cardi B. I can't listen to her talk for very long, so that's why I don't like long clips of her. But this one was the one that struck me as the funniest because they started asking her about her damn hair. So check this out.
Yesterday you had black hair, short hair. Today it's blonde and long. Which one is your real hair?
None of them.
They're wigs.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know that.
Talk about, sorry, I didn't know that. Who are you that you don't know that that's not real? And why are you wasting the time in the court with these questions, sir? Objection, Your Honor. Objection. Talking that bullshit. That's the objection. Waste of my time. That's the objection.
Good week today, then.
Yo, she doesn't even know what to say.
Do you have any affiliation at this time with a gang?
Objection, Your Honor. Motion limiting that violates the order.
How do you go from asking her about her hair to asking about if she's affiliated with a gang? What does that have to do with the microphone throwing thing? Is this the right case? Is she on trial for something I don't know about? I thought she threw a microphone. I'm going to have to double check. Because he's asking about gang affiliation. What are we, the rolling 69 microphones? Like we do drive-bys and throw studio equipment at people? Like, what are we talking about here? What does that have to do? I don't know. I'm gonna let it go. It's only a 2-minute clip, but so far I don't like this lawyer that's asking her questions. He's an idiot. He is an idiot. Is that the prosecution? Because you're gonna lose this case. Yo, the look on her
Your
face.
fingernails. Can you show them to us for all of us to see? How long are those fingernails?
What is he talking about? We asked about her hair. We're asking about fingernails. And then somewhere in the middle, he just mixed in gang affiliation. I mean, he just kind of threw that sprinkle in there real quick. But so far, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a bullshit case. Anytime this is your LOQ, your line of questioning, anytime this kind of stuff is your LOQ, you got a bullshit case. You're just dragging it out for your one little gotcha moment at the end. This is called the setup. To get a person to answer truthfully about some really normal questions that seem out of place, and then they'll come back later with a thing. Or this guy could just be an idiot, and this is his case, and this is what we're seeing. It could be either one. I don't know. But right now, I don't like whatever lawyer that is. He needs to stop. Just stop. Seriously.
Just your best estimate.
How
How long?
long would it be?
If you were to give your estimate, is that half an inch, 1 inch, 2
I
inch?
think it has to be less than an inch. Way less than an inch.
Right. Can you show them to us again? All right. Are they pointy?
These are not.
Okay. Thank you, Purple Groovy. Thank you. So thank you for coming in and letting me know what the hell this is about, because I was way off. So the case is about Cardi B apparently scratching a security guard in the face. So I guess that's the relevance of the nails. That would make sense for the nails. It doesn't make sense for her hair or gang affiliation. Like, what are we, the Scratchers? You know, the East Coast Scratchers. And we run around, we scratch people, and that's what we do. I don't know. I just, okay. So she scratched somebody. Well, it seems like she might be able to scratch someone with those nails. Now, I need a little bit more context as to whether or not this is even worth the court's time and why it couldn't just be settled as a civil case out of court. I don't know. Cardi B got a couple dollars. I don't know what this woman's suing for or what the prosecution is suing for. Are they trying to send her to jail? Or is this just they trying to get some money? Because I'm thinking if they're trying to get some money, she should have just paid that. This is a stupid case. I don't know. But thank you, Purple Groovy, for stopping in here as well. One of my mods in here. Thank you.
We are not pointy. They're like circle, opal.
Okay. Are those your real nails or are they fake nails?
Fake nails.
So they're just getting her to admit that she's fake. As your hair ain't real, your nails ain't real. What's real about you, Cardi? Maybe that's the line he'll come in with. The only thing that's real about her is she really scratched the security guard. She's so phony.
If I wanted you to change them to 3-inch nails, how long would it take for you to do that right now?
Well, it really depends. Like these are like glued on, so they will be a little bit quicker. Sometimes I do acrylic, which can last.
Is she promoting a business? Does she have a nail care salon or something business that she's trying to promote right now? This is the dumbest shit. This line of question is so stupid. How fast can you change nails? What? If she scratched somebody, she can do it without fake nails. She can do that with, bitten off nails. You can still get a little something going. I just don't know why they're doing all this. Why they didn't just charge her some money? Guy's spending, 5 minutes on her nails? Now, I will say this. Not a big Cardi B fan, but she looks good in this shot. She doesn't look like the Mon Chi-Chi from yesterday. I'm not I know her hair is fake. I know this stuff is fake, but I'm just saying as a presentation, she looks pretty, okay? So, but she is phony. We get it. So why do we care? We know that this woman does not naturally have blonde hair that is this long, okay? And we also know that she doesn't have vampire talons for natural nails. Like, why do you need to ask these questions? These could be assumed answers anyway.
These are like glued on, so they will be a little bit quicker. Sometimes I do acrylic, which can last me on for 2 weeks. I will literally have to take like 2 hours to melt them off if they're acrylically on.
On December 24th, 2018, do you remember going to 8920 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills?
December?
I'm sorry. February 24th of 2018. Do you remember going to 8920 Wilshire Boulevard?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Answer it with a yes or no.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, them Vulcan eyebrows, though. I'm not a big. You on some live long and prosper up in this joint, boy. Them eyebrows is just going that way. Sorry. You got to bring it back down at the end. That's all I'm saying. Just bring a little something. Because that whole. That's a Decepticon emblem right there. Is them eyebrows. So she is now officially a Decepticon. But nonetheless, this is a stupid case. As far as the line of questioning, if the security guard got hurt, okay, then it's worth whatever. But I'm just saying the line of questioning is so dumb. So how long does it take for you to change nails? I can do it in 2 hours. If they're acrylic, then they can be acrylic. And what the hell are you talking about? This is going on the record. There's a person on the side that has to type this shit down right now. Al Bond in the chat said, I don't remember going nowhere 7 years ago. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't remember nothing. You have to prove your case. I would have said, well, I might have been there. I don't know. I was a lot of places 7 years ago. Got me on camera? No? Well, then I might not have been there. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on the Cardi B case. I don't think it's going to amount to much. She's definitely not going to jail. I mean, unless she really, really hurt somebody. Gotta really, they're not going to send Cardi B. I'm sorry. I don't believe it for a second. For those of you that want Cardi B to go to jail, I'm going to tell you right now, if this is the line of questioning that they're pushing her through, she ain't going to jail. At most, she'll have to pay some type of restitution, pay for some medical bills or whatever the hell. I don't know. Pay for some therapy for the security guard who's afraid to secure things because they got scratched by her. Whatever they're going to come up with, but she's not doing no jail time. So let's leave that one alone. Get to this last one, and I can get up out of here. All right, we're going to go to the foreign news. So this last story, I had to cover it because it was, of course, trending because our president has decided that he wants to try to press charges on George Soros. So those who don't know who Soros is a left-leaning financier who basically funds movements. I mean, that's the best way I can explain it. He funds certain events. He funds a lot of protests. He funds things. But there has been some speculation regarding him funding the ability to put like dangerous people, dangerous weapons, rocks, cinder blocks, and things in certain areas during a protest to kind of give the incite a riot idea. Now, I'm sure Donald Trump has an idea of how to incite a riot. Don't ask me how I know, but I feel like he might have an idea of how to incite a riot. So I'm sure he can point to certain factors where somebody's not directly responsible for something, but when they get people riled up, then what they do as a result can be held responsible for, or at least people will try to hold you. All right? So we lost the vertical live. That's what happened. YouTube told you. Sorry, for anybody that was on the vertical live, I apologize. We lost the whole vertical live. I don't know, a while ago. Something happened. See. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we didn't even do it. It was up. I know it was up. Anyway, let's finish this thing up. We got this last story here. And this is a foreign news, but W-I-O-N, Trump going after Soros. because it's a story. We're going to cover it. But I don't care about nothing no more. So they get the damn gas prices and eggs and shit. I don't care about none of that. I'll tell you, I feel bad for any victims of Epstein, but I don't care about none of that at all right now. I want gas to come down and groceries. That's America first. This Soros shit is not America first. This is Trump first. So, and everybody knew that there was going to be a revenge tour because everybody was hating on him. So we expected this, but I didn't want it to just be only this. Like, you got to do some shit, bro. I'm just saying, you just got to do some stuff while you're there. You only got a couple years. Go ahead and get these things done that you said you were going to do. But start with the damn gas. That's all I'm saying. Can we please get the gas price down? Oh, that's crazy. The vertical live was not there. That is why. Watch all of a sudden it jump. Well, let's get to the story.
President Trump has called for billionaire George Soros and his son to face federal racketeering charges, accusing them of backing violent protests across the U.S. Tensions between Trump and Soros have grown as the U.S. president accuses Soros of influencing prosecutors and supporting protests against his policies. In a post on Truth Social, Trump accused Soros and his associates of causing significant damage to the nation, adding that both Soros and his son should be charged with RICO. Trump said, and I quote, "We are not going to allow these lunatics to rip apart America anymore, never giving it so much as a chance to breathe and to be free. Soros and his group of psychopaths have caused great damage to our country." The RICO Act, short for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, is a federal law designed to combat organized crime by enabling prosecutors to charge individuals involved in a pattern of criminal activity. Trump's latest attack on George Soros fuels years of claims from conservatives that the billionaire secretly influences liberal groups and legal battles. However, Soros and his foundations over the years have consistently rejected these claims, stating their focus remains on democracy and human rights advocacy.
All right, I'm going to pause it right there. Thank you for anybody that's jumping into the vertical live. We had lost the vertical live earlier, and I did not know. Told me. Running, but it's all good. Let me just piggyback on what they're talking about. So Soros does fund things, but funding something without giving explicit direction on certain things is not going to, you're not going to get a charge for that. Like, this is a waste of time. It's a waste of time. If Trump didn't get charged for January 6th, then Soros ain't getting charged for nothing either. Like, let's just be fair. Let's be honest. If it's about, influence and not so much action, because that's what January 6th was. Hey, let's all go down there to the Capitol and yell at the building. And then stuff got crazy, and you know what the rest happened. They started shitting on the desk, because you can't let regular folks do anything. Just get wild. There's probably some Budweiser involved. I don't know. But the point is, Trump didn't have to, they said a lot, and they had a whole committee, and they wasted a bunch of time, resources, money, and energy on trying to prosecute Donald Trump for the January 6th thing. And if they couldn't get that to fly, how are they going to get Soros? We know what he funds things, but he's not directly giving the orders. He's just putting up some money, and whatever people do with it is what they do with it. It's similar to when you pull up on a light and you give a homeless guy $5. You don't know if he's going to actually go get food or if he's going to buy crack. You fund it. Now, are you now responsible if he goes and gets crack? That's not my fault. I'm not saying Soros doesn't know what he's doing. What I'm saying is it's really hard to prove shit like that without a direct, hey, I'm paying y'all to do X, Y, Z. Now, I will say this. Some of you guys may remember, this was 2 or 3 months ago, there was this protest called the No Kings protest. And for the sake of content, I was actually not involved in it per se, but I was following along, and I showed up to a couple of protests, and I just wanted to check out the scene, see what it was really all about. But before I went to the protest, there was a call they made me get on in order to like be part of it, right? And I got on this call and they had like these instructions and directions. And I'll be honest, some of the instructions and directions did seem like they wanted me to go out there and start some shit. You know, like they said, bring things like pepper spray. And well, why do I need pepper spray? You know, like what do I need pepper spray for? They said something about, you know, wearing masks and things of that nature. And it's like, we're past COVID. Why you want me to wear a mask? What are you talking about? So I was a little taken aback by that. But when I did go to the actual protest, it was nothing like that. It was just a bunch of people standing around and people with grills. It was cooking out and shit. It was a fun time, actually. It was pretty fun. They had a lady with the Statue of Liberty uniform outfit on who was like waving the flag around. It was actually kind of like a party. So I wasn't mad about that. What I was mad about was the way that they primed the people that were on the call with me. Now, of course, I didn't listen to that shit because I wasn't there for that. But if somebody was, they were getting primed up. Oh, I need to bring this. And they said to bring like, if you're going to bring any weapons, make sure that they're not firearms. Shit like that. Like, bring knives if you feel like it. Like, what are you talking about? It's supposed to be a peaceful protest. You telling me how to not be peaceful on the call to prepare me for the peaceful protest. But guess who was not on that call when I was on that call? Now, granted, it was like 10,000 people on this damn call. But guess who was not on that call? George Soros wasn't on that call. So even if he had something to do with the funding, he didn't give direct instruction. And like I said, if Trump ain't going down for January 6th, then Soros is not going down for nothing either. Now, what you could try to do is dismantle the organizations that he's funding and go that route. Because that's the same people that were offering me $12,000 to come out for a week and cause hell in LA. And granted, I wasn't for all that, but I would at least stop by and see if I could get like $5-6 grand. Like, look, I ain't gonna break nothing, but I'm here. So can I get a little compensation for that? Like, I probably would have done it. But I was honestly, I don't have time for that. I'm too big and black. And even if something's going on over here, the police and all of them would just be like, take out the big black guy, just in case he gets wild later. Let's take him out right now so he doesn't take their side. So even being an innocent bystander for me could be dangerous in a. But I'm going to say this. Recent administration started. They ran on some things about waste, fraud, and abuse. I covered a story the other day about waste. We're painting a damn fence on the border black. That's $2 million that does not need to be spent. Nobody needs to have a black wall. So it's hot. It's hot there anyway. You want to make it hot? Heat the bitch. Put some electricity on it. I mean, what stupid, right? That was one of them. But now we're going to have Pam Bondi and whoever the hell else start trying to pull people into court and all this kind of stuff. We already got the Tulsi Gabbard thing, and she's talking about Russia Gate and all of that. None of that shit's going anywhere, guys. All political theater. And I, for one, don't like this movie. This movie sucks. So now we're going to go after old-ass George Soros like he hasn't been funding the same things the same way for the last 30 years. This is not the person you're going to need to stop. He's not the one walking into the churches and opening fire on people. It's the organizations that he's funding that have the people with the twisted minds that get on those calls like the one I was on and tell us to bring freaking billy clubs, pepper spray, and masks. And I'm sitting there like, hold on, I thought this was a peaceful protest. You are literally telling me to arm myself. And said that like something about if the police get in your face, you have to be willing to like stand your ground. Like they basically were telling me to fight the police. I said, y'all tripping. I gotta go to work. I got kids. I got stuff to do. I ain't got time to be out there arguing with the police. Why are you not out there arguing with the police? Let me just say this. The people that were running the call, I didn't see their ass out there either. Just setting people up, sending them out to go do something stupid. So, for the rest of us who actually give a damn about the country, we know this is bullshit. We know it. Yes, Soros funded a bunch of stuff. Yes, it got violent. Yes, it got destructive. But how the hell are you going to prosecute him for it if he didn't give direct instructions? So if you're going to go after someone, you need to go after the organizations that he funded, not the person that gave the bum the $5 out the car. See what I'm saying? So don't waste my time with this anymore. Don't keep wasting my news cycles with this political theater bullshit when gas is still too damn high. I'm not going to let that go. If we can't get the gas in my area consistently under $3 a gallon, and I know some people live in places where it's more expensive, but I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about where I live. It ain't got to be about you, right? But where I live, gas is consistently over $3 a gallon, right? If we can get it consistently under $3 a gallon, I would appreciate it. Regardless of who I voted for. I'm just saying, I would appreciate that. So if you're going to do something for the so-called American people, America First thing, do that. All of these investments and all this kind of stuff coming from Chinese businesses and shit, yeah, that might start some jobs, but most of that shit is AI anyway. So that's wasted jargon. It's digital money. It's not for the people to see. We don't get a cut of the $600 billion, and they send us a check. So you want to do something for America, lower the damn gas price. That's all I'm saying. I don't care about none of this stuff no more. I don't care about Epstein no more. I don't care about people's security clearances. I don't care about Obama telling people to, investigate the Russiagate thing. I don't care about none of it. What I do care about is that the American public has not benefited at this point, unless you were like invested in some crypto and some of those technologies. Now, granted, there were a few people that made out, but most of those people were business owners. So this is not for the average person. This is not for the public. Even this court case, do you care if Soros goes to jail? I don't, because if he goes to jail, that doesn't stop any of the shit that he was funding. You see what I'm saying? So it's pointless to pursue this, because even if you happen to send him to jail or prosecute him in some way, shape, or form, what's the repercussion? He gonna pay the U.S. government some money for the destruction, or like, what are we talking about? Exactly. Nothing. They're talking about nothing. Wasting your time. Wasting your mental. Forget George Soros. He's not the problem. The problem is parents not taking care of their damn kids and raising their kids right, so their kids get out here on the street, act a fool, and commit mass casualty events. That's the real problem. And it happens because a lot of people are too busy working their asses off because the gas price is too high. So they're missing what their kids are doing because they got to make money. It is what it is, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have any more patience for this shit at this point. I don't. I don't want to hear shit else about it. I don't want to hear about Soros. I don't want to hear about Epstein. I don't want to hear about Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't want to hear about the Letitia James. I don't want to hear about none of that shit. Because y'all all at a whole different level arguing about something that does not affect the damn gas price, and that's what really helps America. So if it's going to be America first, let's make it America first. But don't play in my face. Don't bring me this 90-year-old man like he's the freaking Antichrist, and I'm supposed to now be angry at George Soros when the Exxon gas station is still too damn high. He don't own Exxon, so I don't care. And I'm just being real. I only have the mental capacity to hold on to so much. I only have so many fucks to give. Okay? So what I need them to stop doing is continuing the political theater. Get the shit over with. Now we're going after Soros. Now we're going after Obama. Now we're going after the... No. Go after my damn gas price, bro. What happened to the Doge money? What happened to them checks everybody was... What happened? Nobody talk about that no more? Now we all concerned about Epstein and shit? Nah, man, I want my money. I want my money. Y'all jumped on there and promised people money. The people want their money. Let's not forget the goal here, folks. Don't let them take you over here into this Soros shit, and now you care about whether or not George Soros... He's like 85, yo. Whatever damage he's done is done. What I want is the damn gas price to go. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway. Look at this shit, man. Well, let me get ready to close this out. Y'all come with me over. Man, that sucks we didn't have that vertical live. But anybody that did stop into the Vert Live, appreciate you for stopping in. They caught the last segment of it. So that's not going to look good for the analytics. But we get throttled over here all the time. Used to it at this point. Because they don't want me to say that. They don't want me to tell people not to care about Soros. They want me to tell people to care about Soros. No. I got some shit going on that ain't got nothing to do with him, and he ain't going to bail me out of nothing. So you know what? If y'all want to go get him, why don't y'all go get him in a county court or whatever the hell? Keep that shit on the low. I don't care. He's not going to pay nobody nothing that lives in the realm of the world that I live in. Businesses are just exchanging money, so right now is the time to jump on top of it. If you are a person that has creative juices and energy, start utilizing these tools. Utilize these AI tools to assist, which is what they're supposed to do, in your creativity. Because in 5 years, the baseline jobs are all going to be automated. 5 years. Forget the 10 to 2035. 5 years from now, baseline jobs are going to be automated. Customer service. Think about it. Right now, you go to a website, there's always a chat bot in the corner that's automated. It's not normally a real person. You got to get the chat bot to get you to a real person. The real people are sitting back, letting the chat bot handle the first part of the anger that you come with. And the chat bot has no emotion, so it doesn't care. It's just reading its little script. And that's what's going to happen. Customer service jobs, anything that's got a phone involved in it, it's going to be automated. Anything. Now, of course, they'll get rid of a few people in retail. They'll start doing automated registers like they do at Walmart. They'll get rid of the people in the front lines of places like McDonald's. They'll have the automate. Y'all seen them? If you haven't been paying attention, this is what's going on. They have the automated kiosk. So now the person doesn't even have to really take your order. They just have to hand it to you. They don't even have to be nice. They don't even have to count change no more. If you don't have cash, if you're using your card, you do it at the kiosk. These people don't have to do nothing but just bring the food over to you. Got your little number. So that's, let's say, 3 less people that would have to work at that establishment. I'll give you another example, right? At Wendy's, now, they have a literal AI that does the ordering in the drive-thru. And you talk to it, it talks back. It's got a little microphone that comes up, and it listens to you, and it goes over your order with you, and it's not a real person. But it's very freaking efficient. I'll say that. That thing is quick. And it's not talking to somebody in the background. It's literally taking your order, pushing you on through that drive-thru. So much so that they can't make the food fast enough to keep up with the AI doing the drive-thru. So if you're not already utilizing these tools in some way to up your productivity, you're going to get left behind. You're going to get left behind. If you don't understand what Doge did, Doge just introduced AI into a bunch of government systems and let it make decisions based on the data that they put into it. And they came to find, or at least they thought they found, a lot of waste. And they did think they found a lot of abuse. None of it's been prosecuted, so it smells like bullshit to me, but whatever, you know. But the point I'm trying to make is, we are at a fork in the road. The fork. Right now, you're either going to become obsolete or you're going to become the shiznit by utilizing the tools that they currently have open and available for everybody. There's a reason why open AI is called open AI. It's open right now. But at some point, they're going to close the door. I've been working on my programs here so that I can do certain research on the internet. Come to find out, there are some gatekeepers that keep those limits to a minimum. So the average person can only pull so much information at one time. That worries me. Because what if I want more information? I got to wait till 3 a.m. the next day for my quota to reset? Well, the answer to that is unfortunately yes. I have to wait on the internet to allow me to use it again if I gather too much information in a 24-hour period. Some people don't even know that's a thing because y'all ain't really looking for information. Y'all going through the feed. The feed is like you went for one thing and then now you're just scrolling. So that's not counting. It's when you're looking, when you're literally searching out certain things and you're pulling in certain things, you have a quota that if you get to, you will basically can't use the internet for the rest. And I created a program that was able to do that. I didn't even know it was a thing. But when I used AI to help me create a way to research certain things, It over-researched them, and that's how I found out about quotas. So this stuff exists, man. If you're not part of it, you're going to get left behind. I'm telling you right now. All this Soros stuff and the Russiagate thing, y'all leave that alone. Pay attention to where the money's going. It's going into AI and semiconductors and shit. Automation and computer chips. The new construction is for AI data centers that create what's called e-waste, which is funny to me because waste is like email but waste, right? So where does that get stacked up? Why is it a problem? If it's just e-waste, it's not real. You should be able to get rid of it, like deleting a file. But apparently there's a whole thing with cooling these things. And there's a lot going on that they're not trying to tell you right now, because by the time you look up in 5 years, the shit will already be done and you'll be behind and you'll never catch up. Try getting into coding right now if you weren't doing coding a few years back. Shit looks crazy. It looks like Chinese. So nonetheless, y'all don't know anything else. Haven't heard anything else from this channel. I'm telling you right now, get in front of your alpha indigos, because if not, you will get taken over. The job that you're doing, if it can be automated, it will be. So you better be good at dealing with the automation, because they're still going to need somebody to run the shit. So instead of worrying about whether or not this thing is going to take your job, figure out how to make it do its job so you can do less work and be more productive in human activity. That's what it was supposed to be designed. So if we grasp that concept now, we might be a little bit better off. But nonetheless, let me get ready to get up out of here. I got to give my shout outs. I want to thank everybody for stopping through to the channel, to the show, hanging out with me for a couple hours here on a wonderful Thursday going into our Labor Day weekend. Not forget, Saturday, we got our panel show. And on Saturday's panel show, we're going to jump into a number of topics. I think we're doing relationship content this week, so that might be interesting. We're going to try to do the call-in show. I just need to have enough people on that somebody's got the balls to call in. I don't want to open up the phone lines and nobody calls in. I'm, self-conscious that way. I feel bad. Like, damn, nobody wants to talk? So we'll have the panel on, and hopefully I'll have Genesis on and Brix and Bravo and everybody. But if not, whatever. The show always goes on here at Purge of the BS, because there's always BS. So nonetheless, special shouts to IAMZ for stopping in the chat. I give you an applause because you're wonderful. You're wonderful. Wonderful. And then, of course, everybody else who came in as well. We got my man Al Bond, my Mod Squad Sergeant at Arms, always holding it down, making sure that the chat stays lively and not out of hand. I appreciate you, man. Here for every episode. Same with you, Purple Groovy. I appreciate you coming in. Highway 20 Skinny that stopped in for the first time today. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Make sure you come back. And a couple other folks that just were in the rafters over there. I appreciate y'all for coming. I've apologized for those who wanted the vertical stream. The vertical stream was having issues today, but they probably hit me on the Valentina Gomez thing. That's probably where things happen. So I know how this thing works now. I've watched it for 2 years. I've analyzed, and I got some metrics that people can't even get their hands on. I see what it is. Second I touch certain topics in a certain direction, we're going to get shut down. So at some point, we're going to have to move this thing over to Rumble or one of them joints, something. Because it's very hard for me, at my age, to walk on eggshells over a computer-generated algorithm that doesn't even know me personally. It's like bullshit, okay? So for you guys that have been loyal to the show, rocking with us over here on the show, I know it gets tough sometimes, but y'all have been a great group. It's not all about having thousands of people in the chat. It's about having the right people in the chat. It's about having people who can affect change in their own communities in my chat. That's why I do the subscribers only thing sometimes, and because I want people to actually take information. Don't come over here for just, because you're not going to just get that. You're going to get a little piece of info when you come over here. Thank you guys coming through. Make sure you come through Saturday night, 9:30 p.m. Saturday night. We're going to make it special somehow. I believe we're going to do the call-in show. That's what I've been working on, and we're going to try to do the call-in show on Saturday. So I'll make sure you stop by Saturday. But if you're unable to make it here on Saturday, then that, my friends, is the bullshit. We out of here.